Hello and welcome to Carmen Miller's Talk of the Town Fort Mill-Tega Cay. I'm your host, Patty Mercer, here at the Fort Mill School Board Forum, where you get an opportunity to get to know the candidates running for the seats. Let's check it out. Patrick White, you are the chairman of our Fort Mill School Board. Tonight is an important night for our community. Why?
Well, unfortunately, we don't have a lot of coverage usually on the election, and so tonight is the one night that everybody in the community can come out and either, whether they're here in person or hearing about it through the media, kind of find out where all the candidates stand on the important issues facing the district.
Yes, exactly. Now, we have how many seats open and how many candidates vying for those open seats?
This year we have, all of our elections are in even numbered years. This year we have 3 open seats, and there are 7 candidates that are vying for those positions.
What do you expect the top issues to be talked about at tonight's forum to be?
I think a lot of it will be around certainly we're a fast-growing district and growth and how to grow the district. I think a lot of the topics will be around funding and just how do you manage and keep pace in one of the best districts, not only in the state but within the nation.
Kristy Spears, you're a candidate for the Fort Mill School Board. Tell me, how many school board meetings have you attended since you made the decision to run for a seat yourself?
Well, there have probably only been 5 or 6 since I made the decision, and I've attended all of them.
Okay.
But I've been attending the school board meetings for the last 2 or 3 years, so they're twice a month, and so I'd say 50 or so.
All right. And how have you served the district through volunteering or giving back? An example.
So I've been involved with the district and volunteering forever, but in 2015 we had a school bond referendum, and I was a co-chair of that, and that is really the way that we're moving forward with Pleasant Knoll Middle and High School number 3, and that springboarded my whole involvement in the district and have been head and shoulders involved ever since.
Well, thank you so much. Okay, this is your opportunity to tell the citizens why they should vote for you. In 30 seconds.
In 30 seconds or
Yes.
less. Because I think I'm experienced in the processes that are needed. I'm informed about the issues that the district is facing, and I'm committed and have the time available to really be involved and dedicated.
All right, Pam Martin, it's so good to see you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You are a candidate for the Fort Mill School Board.
Yes, I
Tell
am.
me, how many would you say school board meetings you've attended?
Oh goodness, a whole lot more than I can begin to count, because first of all, I'm an incumbent, so I've been going for the past 4 years on an extremely regular basis. But I started doing school board meetings when my son was in kindergarten, so I would do those off and on. So even before I was on the school board, I was at numerous school board meetings just because I was invested in the community, concerned about what was going on with the school and that kind of thing.
Okay, and in terms of giving back, volunteering, maybe a job to help the school district, how have you done that?
You know, I really started volunteering before my son was ever even in school. I volunteered with the Leap Ahead program. I have been on numerous PTA committees, parent liaison committees, school improvement council committees.
And your son is how old today?
My son is actually a senior at the University of South Carolina.
Gotcha.
So I've been doing this for a long time, and
Good
I
deal.
mean, and really my heart's in it.
Yes,
You know, I
okay.
care about it.
So let's just find out in 30 seconds why a person should vote for Pam Martin.
I think I would appreciate your vote. I am passionate about quality education, and my heart's in it. I've always been concerned about what's best for Fort Mill, and I'm a good listener. I always try to hear all sides and not make any rash decisions. So I believe that I am a good candidate for your board.
Terrin Boddie, school candidate for school board right here in
Yes.
Fort Mill. Since you made the decision to run for the Fort Mill School Board, tell me, how many meetings have you attended?
I have actually listened to them online. I have gone through a lot of the different scenarios. I've requested budgets from the school district, which I have yet to receive.
Okay, and in terms of giving back and helping the district, in terms of volunteering or just a job, what's one thing that you have done to help the district?
To help the district, I am on the Springfield Middle School Athletic Booster Club.
That's a mouthful.
Handling all their fundraising, their concession stands, and their merchandising.
Fantastic. And in 30 seconds, tell our viewers why they should vote for Terrin Boddie.
Because I will avoid raising taxes at all costs. The current board is looking to do that. I am also looking to promote and help our children with special needs, as well as get everything out there. We'd also need tracks at our middle schools, which any reasonable adult believes when they are built, that when the schools are built, that they should have included all of the athletic department equipment.
Don Elliott, thank you so much. You're running for a seat on the Fort Mill School District Board, all of that. Tell me, since you've made the decision to run for a seat, how many school board meetings have you attended?
Sure. Well, that's a good question, and unfortunately, I haven't been able to make many because of work. We've been some crazy hours lately in the last 5 or 6 months working with a new group, so I haven't been able to attend any, but I follow up with what's going on online.
Okay.
I watch video recordings of the meetings when I can, but I haven't been to many in person.
Okay. And then if you had to share one example of maybe a way that you've given back to help the school district through volunteering, what would that be?
We've got 4 kids in the school district, and 2 have played sports for high school. So my wife and I are volunteering. We've also made some contributions to some kids in the pay-to-play system who couldn't afford it, so we're constantly contributing to the program in that sense to make sure that kids who can't afford to play on their own do have the funds to play and participate in sports. We think that's very important to development and growth.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Okay, in 30 seconds, look in that camera and tell our viewers why they should vote for Don Elliott.
Sure. I think you should vote for Don Elliott because of my passion for education. We talked about that. I also feel that I've got 25 years of professional and volunteer experience that I think it will serve well in the school board. I've managed budgets, I've managed people, I've managed processes, I've advocated for kids in education, and I've also worked with stakeholders around collaboration and accountability. All the things that I feel are important to good board governance. I think I bring experience to the table.
Tom Audette, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good to see you. Okay, so we want to know, since you've served on the school board, how many meetings have you attended on the school board?
I've actually been to, I think, 99.9% of the meetings that were there. So, yeah, very active. Absolutely.
And then, of course, our district is great because of the volunteers and giving back. Give me an example of how you've given back through volunteering.
Yeah, so I think a lot of times with our district, as far as volunteering, it's about putting the time into finding solutions to some of the challenges we have in this district. One of those challenges has been coming up with plans to address the problem with overgrowth and excessive growth. Again, they come here because we have great schools, but again, we need to plan ahead and make sure that we're set for 6,000 new students coming in 5 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, in 30 seconds, why should our viewers, our community vote for Tom Audette?
Sure, thank you. So education, I've gone to several different educational factors as far as state level certifications. I've been in subcommittees, committees, I've worked on land agreements, I've worked on, you name it, any type of policy issue that we have. I've worked on so many committees in regards to addressing the future issues that we're going to have in the next 5 or 10 years. With that experience, I'm going to take that forward for the next 5 or 4-year term and make our district number 1 in the state and in the top 5% in the nation as we are right now.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Scott Frattaroli, since you have made the decision to put your name on that election ballot for the Fort Mill School Board, how many meetings have you attended?
Quite a few meetings, and quite a few. I've answered a lot of questions online and on social media just about my candidacy and what's driving me to be a part of the Fort Mill School District.
Okay, and of course, our district is great because of the volunteers and the support. Give me an example of how you have volunteered and served to make our district awesome.
I could go on all night about this, but
you have 30 seconds.
Okay, well, in 30 seconds, I'll try to sum it up. I was an employee with the district for 18 years. During that time, I held many different leadership roles. I'm excited about the process and about jumping back into public education. From a volunteer standpoint, there are so many examples to point to. One that I worked on with you was Dancing with the Stars, where I raised close to $35,000 for middle school sports. So there's lots of examples, but I was really immersed in the system for 18 years.
Fantastic. And in 30 seconds, we want to know why someone should vote for you.
I believe that there are a lot of qualifications and things that I have as a candidate. I have experience, I have the ability to communicate, and I have lasting relationships in this district. And that's something that I think when you think about a school board member, having that trust and that relationship and the comfort of knowing that they're making decisions in the best interest of children, I think I bring that to the table.
Okay, Chad Meyer, you're running for the Fort Mill School Board. Tell me, since you made that decision, how many school board meetings have you attended?
Since I made the decision, one.
Okay, and then our school is fantastic. Our district is really great because of the volunteer and the support from the parents, the volunteers. Give me an example of how you have volunteered to give back to our school district.
Sure. Just this morning, as a matter of fact, I volunteer at Orchard Park Elementary School with chess club in the morning. So I get up bright and early, drag my son to play chess. Yep. So we get there at about 6:45, set up all the chess boards. It's a phenomenal turnout for chess. I can't actually believe it. So we actually have, every table is filled and there's actually kids waiting to play chess. So we do that for about an hour in the morning before school.
Fantastic. And if you would, just look in that camera and share with our viewers why they should vote for Chad Meyer in about 30 seconds.
Sure, 30 seconds. I am all about improving the schools in Fort Mill. So I am not the status quo candidate. I think that there's a lot of room for improvement in the Fort Mill School District. I am all about, increasing the quality of education, giving our students the tools they need to succeed in life in whatever they choose, with whatever challenges they're facing, to make a better life for themselves.
How would you advise our community, what qualities, what skill sets should we look for in casting our vote?
I think after being on the board 14 years, I've learned that a board member is only an individual if they act by themselves, but it's important that our board work collectively together. We don't serve any particular constituencies. We're all elected at large, so it's important that each board member know that they're not to go off on their own and represent one special interest group. We're supposed to work collectively together. And I think to do that, board members, really need to be involved. They need to study their packets before board meetings. Hopefully they've been at board meetings, they've educated themselves on just what it takes to be a board member. How many meetings there are a month, how often we visit schools, and kind of what their role would be, so that they have a firm understanding of what's going to be required to sit in this seat. You don't get paid to sit in the seat, but it certainly is an important job.
Absolutely. So how would you define the relationship between the Fort Mill School District and the Fort Mill School Board?
Our board's relationship with our school district is very much the same relationship as a board would have with the corporation. Dr. Epps, he basically functions as the CEO of our school district. He runs the day-to-day, and our job is not to manage the school district on a day-to-day. Our job is to provide oversight, to set policy, and to pass a budget for the school district, and make sure that we've kind of got that the supervisory responsibility over the superintendent, as opposed to actually trying to run the district ourselves.
Well, that's it for this edition of Carmen Miller's Talk of the Town Fort Mill-Tega Cay. To see more beautiful homes in our area, simply go to homesfortmill.com. And when it comes to voting, make sure you do it November 8th. Until next time, this is Patty Mercer. Bye-bye.